Hey guys, I've got my first Deidre's low carb bread experience on a breakfast sandwich here to share with you. You see how I construct my breakfast sandwiches, and I'm happy to have some bread that I can put them on now. So here it is. Okay, so I got 2 eggs that I beat. I'm going to put a pat of butter, or pad, I don't know. I never understand what people are saying. Do they say pat or pad? Maybe you can say either. Put that in there to cook the eggs in. We cooked a pound of bacon in the oven on a sheet pan, because that's the quickest and easiest way that I've found to cook bacon without making a giant mess. And I've got a couple slices of my low carb bread over there that's going to go in the toaster. And here's my bread in the toaster. I cut them a little bit wonky because it was towards the end, and they're the pieces with the holes in the middle because of the paddle at the bottom. So those are the ones I'm going to use for my first sandwich ever on that low carb bread. So there's the butter melted in the pan. And I don't know if you guys have ever used these ceramic lined pans. They are absolutely better than Teflon. We only have 3 of them. We bought a 3-pack, and they quickly turned into our favorite pans. Nothing sticks to them. So I would say that's about a tablespoon of butter in there. Let's pour my eggs in. So I put all my seasonings on them while they're still in the pan. I use some coarse ground pepper. Salt. I don't skimp on the salt either. I use a little bit of granulated garlic. And a little bit of granulated onion. And I think it adds a lot of flavor to whatever you're putting the eggs on. I'm never good at flipping either, so I'll flip it. Here's the bacon we pulled out of the oven. You can still hear it sizzling. What we did is we cooked a pound of bacon, we pulled it out, and we pulled we like our bacon crispy, so we pulled the crispy pieces out and then rearranged the rest of them and stuck them back in for a few minutes to crisp them up too. So this is not quite a full pound here. We put our bacon on a paper towel to soak up a little bit of the grease initially. I've got some of my cheese that I smoked with the cherry wood chips. I'm going to cut off a couple slices. It's been resting in the fridge for about 2 months, I think. That's why it's so crumbly. But the more crumbly it is, the sharper it is. So it's going to have a ton of flavor. I will melt that on top of that egg when it's done cooking for the sandwich. Okay, so I was cooking my egg and I ran out of room on my camera card. So here's the cheese on top of the eggs. And I'll just fold the egg over to melt the cheese approximately to the shape of my bread. And then I'll put all the egg and cheese and bacon together on the bread and show you the finished sandwich. So there's my 2 end pieces of bread with the hole in them. There's my egg with cheese. And there's my bacon. So that's a egg and cheese and bacon breakfast sandwich with real bread, and it's going to be 6 carbs. Okay, I'm going to try this sandwich out for the first time. I toasted the bread, so it does seem a little bit dry. I don't use much mayonnaise, but if you use mayonnaise, maybe put a little bit of that on the bread before you make a sandwich out of it. Tell you what, that holds up better than any low-carb bread I've ever made. So I'm very happy with that. I'm going to make sandwiches on this stuff all the time.